Hello and welcome to National Flash Fiction Day. My name is Virginia Moffat. I'm an author from Oxford, and today I'm going to be writing in residence here at the wonderful Albion Beatnik bookshop in Oxford, and I am going to be writing flash fiction to people's prompts, and it's entirely appropriate today because, as you can see, it's been pouring with rain here. We've just had a flash flood in Oxford, and so it seems a good day to be writing flash fiction, so in I go. So this is Dennis, who owns Albion Beatnik bookshop, one of the best bookshops in Oxford. About to launch as a writer in residence at the Albion Beatnik bookshop. I'm going to be writing flash fiction today because it's National Flash Fiction Day, and today I have in the shop with me the National Flash Fiction book anthology, which is called The Box of Stars Beneath the Bed, which is full of brilliant flash fiction from lots of writers around the country. I also have my own collection, Rapture and What Comes After, which is a set of short stories about love and loss. So this is my writing desk today, and you can see the first prompt up on the screen, which, as I say, is a chain of hearts hanging from the ceiling. Over there. I've also got a handy notebook, blank at the moment, which I might make some notes, and there are the books for sale there. So an hour and a bit in, and my first story is done. You can see it here on the screen. My notebook came in handy because I've had to make some notes to write this story. And at 571 words, it's a little bit longer. I've been trying to get these around about 500, but I'm quite happy with what I've done. It needs a bit of editing, so I won't put it up on the site yet. But my first story, A Chain of Hearts Hanging from the Ceiling, is done. Coming to talk to Deborah, who's given me my second prompt. So do you want to just say what the second prompt is, Deborah?
Oh, it was something like, I know what it was to do with, I can't remember the exact words, white, middle class, non-racist outvoter.
Lovely, thank you very much. It was something like that, and I'm just going to go and write that one now. Nice and topical, and actually quite stimulating and interesting, because obviously there's lots of ways to think about that, so I'm just having a think about that now. Deborah's helping out in the shop while Dennis is away, so thank you, Deborah.
It's okay, anytime.
So there you go, this is number 2, which is called The Morning After, and it's from the prompt, The Comfortable White Middle Class Non-Racist Outvoter, which was given to me by Deborah. You can see some of my notes here. What's the story behind the person who's done this vote, that it needs a bit of nuance. It actually came up as a story about a mother and a daughter, which was quite unexpected. Okay, I'm on to number 3. Number 3 is a dog who thinks he's human. So I'm just having a think about that. So story 3 is a dog who thinks he's human, and here are some of the notes I wrote for it, and here is the story. It's actually worked into a story about Britain's Got Talent, I think. I'm quite pleased with it, actually. It's been really interesting being here in the shop. We've already been talking about the EU referendum, architecture, the rain, and nice chats about Oxford. This is a great shop, folks. You really should come down. It is indeed Flash Fiction Day, yeah. Good collection of books here. Who popped into the shop a while back, and she was talking to me about buildings, which was very interesting. My next story is going to be Designing with a Purpose. So this is story number 4, Designing with a Purpose. It's quite a short one, but it came from a quote from Rachel, who was in the shop earlier and was talking about architecture in a very interesting way. And here are the notes for that one. When she was telling me about design and things like that. So this is Designing with a Purpose, story number 4. So I've got about 10 minutes left, so I'm going to start on story number 5, which is really entertaining. A 50-year-old grandmother fights crime on a motorcycle. And that is the last story, a 50-year-old grandmother fighting crime on her motorbike in Afghanistan, which was given to me by Ellie.
I'm Kate, and I said the prompt is an Arabic garden in Spain, and the reason I said that is that I've been studying Arabic for a year at the University Language Centre, and I went to Madrid over Easter for a holiday, and the presentation I gave for my Arabic course was on 1001 Nights. And what's interesting about that is it's the story of Scheherazade, and she has to tell a story every night to stay alive. But the incredible thing is how nested the stories are. So you have a story about a merchant, and in that story the merchant meets somebody else and then somebody else, and you get about 8 stories in, and you can't get out because you can't keep it in your mind how far in you are. And I was in Aranjuez in the Royal Gardens, and they had an Arabic garden, and I noticed that the hedges are just like that. So there's a hedge, and then inside another hedge, and inside another hedge, and inside another hedge. I think it might be called mise en abîme, that you go further and further and further in, and that's sort of playing in my mind at the moment.
That is wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful, and I will really enjoy thinking about that for my story. Thank you. So I've done 5 stories in 4.5 hours, and I'm just getting ready to leave the Albion Beatnik now. So I'm just waiting for my last story prompt. Thank you. Five stories in 4.5 hours, a day of flash fiction at the Albion Beatnik. I arrived in the rain and I left in the rain, so it's been a flash flood all day, and we had a spectacular flash of lightning as I finished my second story. So great day, and I hope you enjoy the stories when they're up.